Mike, listen, nobody really complains when Brian sings those pretty ballads.
You mean in my room?
Yeah, and Surfer Girl, too.
So, some of the earliest music I remember from when I was very young is John Denver, Johnny Rivers, and, well, the Beach Boys. And while I kind of want to talk about those first two someday, I'm just going to focus on the Beach Boys for the moment. Sure, maybe it was the sound of their happy and their funny songs that initially perked my ears as a pup, but it was their talent as musicians and the sense of, well, magic that so many of their lyrics are embedded with that kept me coming back throughout the years. I feel very fortunate to have seen Brian Wilson perform during one of his Pet Sounds tour a few years back with both Al Jardine and Al's son, Matt. Matt did a lot of the higher falsetto parts that Brian could no longer hit, and it was a very, very wonderful show. I could put together a whole video talking about the history of the Wilson brothers, all three of them, their cousin Mike, and their best friend Al and the band that they would form called the Beach Boys. I could talk about the multitude of musicians they've inspired, whether it was due to their surf rock inspirations, or their really famous 5-part harmonies. But frankly, there's already plenty of others online that have talked about that at length and with much, much more grace and much more knowledge than I could possibly contribute. So instead of re-explaining why Pet Sounds may be the most important record ever, well, I kind of wanted to do something different. Shortly after I heard that Brian Wilson had passed away, I tried to learn one of my favorite solo songs of his called Love and Mercy. Sat down at the organ for a few hours and kind of noodled through some chords to try to figure out that opening riff. I even tried my hand at trying to sing some of the songs, but not exactly the gracefullest singer.
Love and mercy, that's what you need tonight.
Instead, I ended up with this kind of weird in-between song that's mostly what I think are the chords for Love and Mercy, slowed down quite a bit, I suppose, and playing for you right now. And I think that might just be a really good example of the power and inspiration that Brian had over people and their art. Rest in peace, Brian. We already miss you.
we accomplished what we set out to do, man, is to bring some love to people, spiritual love, you know. And we wanted people to be covered with love, you know, because there's no guarantee of somebody waking up in the morning when they need love. You know? It goes away, you know, like a bad dream, or like something that just disappears. I was sitting in a crummy room, waving my hands on my chin. The violence that I cursed seemed like we never win. Love and mercy, that's what you need tonight. So love and mercy to you and your friends tonight. Love and mercy. That's a very pretty song, I might say. So.
Not Ozzy 2, but the video's already over.